What is up, Gundam Meisters and innovators? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are returning to AD 2308 as we continue our coverage of Mobile Suit Gundam 00. Last time, Setsuna went up against Ali's Enact custom Agrissa type, and was failing, but he was saved by Gundam thrown dry. This time, the Ptolemaios team meets with the Trinity team, and civilians start dying during the conflict, and Setsuna ain't having any of it. So let's get into this. The Crimson Gundam pilot asks if Setsuna is okay. She introduces herself as Gundam Meister, Nana, Trinity. Patrick Colasar and his team have Gundam Virtue surrounded when a beam attack hits Patrick and destroys his Enact. His team is taken out one by one. It is Gundam Throne Eins. The GNW-1 Gundam Throne Eins is the first of the Throne Gundams and focuses on high power and long range attacks. This unit is built off of O Gundam and has a similar sniper rifle to Dynamis. The GN launcher has two powerful firing modes when Eins connects and receives GN particles from the other Gundam thrones, as will be seen a little later. Other weapons include the GN beam rifle used for closer range attacks. This weapon can also shoot a smokescreen. It is also equipped with a GN shield and a GN beam saber. This also uses the GN drive Tau. Tieria notes the red glow from the unit. Soma and her team are taking Alleluia as a prisoner. She notes that he is like her. Like the Enact team, so too is this team attacked by a Gundam. It is Gundam Throne Y. The GNW-2 Gundam Throne Y specializes in close and medium range combat. This unit uses a huge GN Buster Sword as its main weapon. High-density GN particles are stored in the GN Buster Sword's center, and they are released the moment the weapon is swung. GN particles allow it to change weight on impact. These were developed off of the O Gundam, and like the other thrones, it uses the GN Drive Tau. This unit also utilizes the GN Fang, which is similar to funnels which are controlled by the bit control system. Other weapons include the GN handgun and a GN beam saber. The pilot, Michael Trinity, continues his attack. Meanwhile, Lock-On is being attacked by Graham and his overflag team, when the Gundam Throne Eins comes in and begins picking off some of the flags. The Union pilots begin falling back. Johann Trinity introduces himself to Lock-On. Their mission is complete. Nina, in the Throne Dry, begins using a new GN particle dispersion method known as a GN stealth field. Originally, the GN particles generated by a Gundam alone would provide stealth through communication and radar disruption, but the world's military forces caught on by casting a wider network. The stealth field goes even bigger and blankets out all communication with the exception of human eyeballs. Graham begins calling in for reinforcements when his signal is lost. Everyone at home base is happy the mission was successful, but Sumeragi is confused of the how and the why. Meanwhile, back with the president of the Union, he wonders if Celestial Being planned this the whole time. Oh right, I can't talk about the Union president without our good buddy Bush. Get on out here, don't be shy. Every single nation is realizing that they fell right into a trap. Luis wonders why Saji is tired. He was up all night watching breaking news on the Celestial Being intervention and barely got any sleep. Luis is more concerned about her exams. Alejandro has been summoned by the Celestial Being observers. So what is an observer? We know Gundam Meisters are the ones who go out on the mission. An observer watches the Meisters who collectively work together. Alejandro and Ribbons Almark are observers, but not to be confused with agents, which help on the supply, intel, and transport side. This is Wang and Hong's job. He speaks to other observers who are transmitting their voice and are represented by artwork. He called the meeting about the 3 new Gundams. Everyone else is concerned because the Trinity isn't a part of Vada's plan. We get a brief flashback of the Celestial Being missions thus far. You could skip to the end of this episode where ultimately all they could do is vote on whether the Trinity stays or goes. They decide to keep the Trinity team as a part of Celestial Being for now. They are in the Trinity mothership heading to meet their new teammates. The Trinity mothership is a mobile suit space carrier and home to the Trinity team. It looks like a satellite with 3 containers at the tip, which is home to the Gundam thrones. This ship uses the GN Drive Tau as their main source of power, just like the Gundam thrones. Its only weapon is a GN beam cannon and relies mainly on the Gundams for defense. They approach the Ptolemaios. 80 years ago, some men explore an abandoned ship somewhere around Jupiter. While searching the ship, they find a purple Hado. They take it with them. In the present on the Ptolemaios, the crew is also curious about the new Gundams. Sumeragi notes that they don't resemble first or second generation Celestial Being tech. She scans the ship. The Trinity team and their purple Hado prep for their meeting. The Throne Eins carries the other 2 Trinity pilots to the Ptolemy. Setsuna was on standby, but he isn't needed. They give them permission to board. They board and introduce themselves. We learn that they are actual siblings. Nina asks who is the Exia pilot. Setsuna introduces himself and Nina proceeds to kiss him. She pushes him away and the two groups begin to argue. Lock-On's Hato comes in, calling Nina's Hato brother. But the purple Hato is like, bitch, I don't know you. They head to the briefing room. They wonder why there isn't any data about them in Veda. They can't answer that question. Lock-On asks where they acquired their GN drive. They can't answer that question either. Tieria is like, yeah, screw this, and leaves. Dude is questioning his own sexuality in front of me. Look inward, don't project it out. Johan tells them that essentially he believes the one giving them orders are doubting the Ptolemaios crew's methods. They aren't being replaced, but their crew will run their own orders while the Ptolemaios crew does their own thing. Sumeragi wonders if this is Aeolia Schönberg's big plan. Johan tells her that answer will come soon. These vague as assholes. Tieria is mad at the new crew, but he is going to use this time to talk to Veda in the supercomputer. However, Nina happens to be in there. She claims she was just wandering around. The Trinity leave back to their ship. They didn't get any intel from them, but while they were talking, Ian Vashti was inspecting Gundam Throne Eins. Sumeragi tells him to take the data and enter it in an isolated terminal and to not upload it to Veda. As Trinity takes off, they are already given a new mission. Kinaway is at JNN when an assistant tells her about the new Gundam. She wants to meet with someone who ran into these new Gundams ASAP. The overflag team is talking about the new Gundam when Graham gets a call. Unknown units have entered Union airspace. At the Union, Eichmann remembers that there was an expedition to Jupiter 200 years ago and wonders if this is connected to the Gundam. His computer is hacked. Like something out of an early 2000s TV show, his screen says he knows too much. The alarm goes off. The Gundam Thrones approaches the base. Nina connects her Gundam to Johan's. The Throne Eins fires its mega launcher on the Union base. The blast destroys every building and vaporizes Eichmann. Graham's team finally makes it back to base. Billy informs him that Eichmann has been killed. Enraged that his mentor is dead, he rushes in. They all begin attacking Johan's Gundam first. One flag member, Howard, rushes in and Johan takes him out. No, not Howard! Their flags aren't a part of their mission, which is now complete. They must retreat. The Ptolemaios crew is informed of the Throne's attack. Setsuna wonders if they are real Gundam Meisters. As the Trinity team finishes their attack on another base, Nina unleashes the GN stealth field as they make their escape. This is their 7th attack, each one successful. The Ptolemy has been on standby while the new team handles business. The Union president meets with his top brass. They believe this was caused after the joint operation. The EAU is also discussing their next move. Wang meets with Alejandro, but his knowledge on the Trinity team is limited to his Veda access level. He tells her what you already know. Alejandro has no reason to believe that this wasn't a part of Aeolia's plan, but some are concerned this is a pivot by Veda. The Ptolemy team all discuss the data that Ian collected. It appears that their solar panels are similar, but not 100%, which leads them to believe that the Trinity team is not celestial being. These are Gundam copies, and they are pretending to be Gundam Meisters, which means someone had a certain level of access to Veda and stole it. It confirms there is a traitor within the organization. Tieria is connecting with Veda. When he hits access level 7, he notices that data has been modified. When he goes to access it, he is denied. Veda is doing something. Graham and Daryl go to visit Howard's grave. He puts his death all on himself. They salute his tombstone and promise to take down the Gundams in his name. Kinaway meets in a bar with her contact who was close to the Gundam. He is a Rialdo pilot who was shot down. While getting to safety, he saw the Gundam. He heard Nina, the pilot, say, "Notify Laguna." She gives him some money to stay quiet about the incident. As the Rialdo pilot leaves the bar and heads home, he is shot and murdered. Luis visits her family in Spain to attend a relative's wedding. She is having a conversation with Saji on the phone when their connection goes out. That is when the Throne Gundams fly over. As they fly over, Nina is annoyed by the rich people having a good time. So just for the hell of it, she says "F these newlyweds" and attacks the wedding. An explosion goes off. Luis gets up to see her parents and the majority of the guests murdered. Nina attacks again and causes rubble to fall on Luis. She is in critical condition. Saji is not able to get into contact with Luis. He is informed by the school that there was an accident in Spain. He rushes across the world to be with her. He is confused about what is going on. Graham talks to Billy. Billy believes Eichmann was on the verge of a breakthrough. He was very close to figuring out the GM particles, which is why Billy believes he was targeted. They get a red alert. The Gundams are attacking a nearby weapons factory. Graham hops into action in his overflag. He approaches and begins attacking Johann and his thrown Eins. He is able to keep up and actually slices off the Gundam's arm. Johann retreats. Graham coughs up blood. He took a lot of G's to keep up in that fight. Lock-On informs Setsuna about the Trinity attacking a civilian wedding. This enrages him, and he runs into action. Sumeragi gets a message from Billy. She informs her that Eichmann was killed during a Gundam attack. They also have another problem to deal with. Saji makes it to the hospital in Spain where he finds Luis's room. He gives Luis the ring he has been working hard to buy her. Before going into a long diatribe about his love for her, she stops him and tells her that she can't wear the ring. She reveals to Saji that she lost her left hand during the incident. Oh my god, so dramatic. Use the other hand. Oh, am I ruining the moment? My bad. He learns that her entire family was killed during the event as well. As the Throne Gundams finish another mission, they are attacked by Setsuna and Exia. Setsuna is taking this into his own hands, claiming the Trinity is promoting conflict. They engage in battle. And that will do it for this episode. As they learn about the new Gundams, so too do they learn they are simply a mere knockoff. But it doesn't answer who is working behind the scenes, nor who is giving the Trinity orders. Next episode, we will see the outcome of the battle. Luis will dump Saji, and Setsuna tells Lock-On about Ali. He also says the thing. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, not to breathe in those red GN particles. Peace.